Hello, everybody. So in this video, I'll begin to go ahead and walk you through in how to work on pertains to the calculation of the AVL tree or AVL balancing tree. I'll begin to illustrate that in this video. We will begin to focus in terms of insertion operations. So let me just go ahead and share my screen real quick. Okay. So I do hope that you can definitely see my screen right now. Um I have here certain numbers or elements that we will begin to will begin to go ahead and do for the operation. So let's start. So for the insertion in our binary search tree, I mean in our AVL tree, we will begin to follow the operation or approach of the binary search tree then. So as we will begin to insert 75, so once we'll begin to insert this one, it will be automatic zero since there is no um element yet in the left side as well as in the right side. So that is 0 minus 0, that is automatic 0. And for this one here, 75, then once you will begin to insert 85, where to insert 85? So since that is actually greater than 75, so you will begin to insert that here in the right side. So there you have it. You have to calculate that is 0 minus 1 is equals to negative 1. Why is it 0? Because the left side don't have any height, and the left side don't, the height is actually 0, and the right side do have one node, so that is considered as one height. And for the leaf node is automatic 0. So now let's go ahead and proceed with the 95. We're done with the 75 and 85. Let's go ahead and insert 95 right now. So once we'll begin to insert this 95, you will begin to go ahead and check from the root node up until the leaf node. Now, from the root node right now, we do have 75 here, and checking in the 75 is actually um, less than the value of 95. So therefore, if you will begin to insert 95, you'll begin to insert that at the right side of 75. Now, since at the right side of 95, 85, 75, there will be 85 already. So you will begin to also go ahead and check if 95 if it is less than or greater than the value of that node right there. So since 95 is greater than the value of 85, so therefore you have to go ahead and insert 95 into the right side, since 85 is actually the leaf node that in our tree right now. So let's go ahead and insert 95 here then. So it will become like this. So 95 is actually, as what we have mentioned, that we will begin to calculate from the leaf node or from the new node that you were able to insert. So since we were able to insert 95 right now, so we will calculate the balance factor from there. So 95 is actually automatic 0 because that is serving the leaf node. And in your 85, we will calculate the 85 right now since by calculating 85. So the left side of 85 is actually 0 and the right side is 1. So therefore this will equate to negative 1. And for 75 right now, it is from the left side for that one is 0 and the right side is actually 2. So therefore it will become negative 2. So there will be um a violations. Once there will be a violations, that's the time that we'll begin to go ahead and perform the we should perform the rotations here then. So since this is right and this is right and right, so we will begin to go ahead and observe from the root node, I mean from the violations, from the node wherein we can find the violation, we will begin to observe right there what should be performed. Now, in our since that is in the right position, right skewed, we can perform the right rotation. So from the right node, we will begin to go ahead and we will begin to go ahead and rotate this into the left side manner. So what will gonna happen for this one, from that given particular node that I mean tree that you do have right now, it will become 85 will move up, and then 75 will go down since we were able to um, do the rotation. So 95 will go up. Now, once we'll begin to calculate here, then it will become 1 minus 1. No. From the leaf node, 0, 0, and this will become, from the left side is 1 and the right side is 1 also. That is 1 minus 1 is 0. So automatic, this is balance right now, and we're done with the 95. That's how we'll begin to insert that then. So we'll begin to insert now another node, which will be 25. So from there, you will begin to assess the 20, assess in this 3. You have to do it step by step, remember. Here. Now, so since 25 is the new node that we'll begin to insert, so what we'll begin to do, you will begin to check from the root node down to the leaf node. Your root node is actually 85. So once you'll begin to assess from the 85, 85 is actually greater than the value of 25. So therefore, you will begin to append that into the left side. So by checking the left side, there will be a value of 75 right there. So 75, you will begin to compare that with 25. Comparing 25 and 75, 25 is actually less than. So if that is actually less than the value of that node, we will begin to insert that into the left side. So by inserting into the left side, you will begin to calculate the balance factor. So the balance factor for this one is automatic 0. And then for the 75, the balance factor of that, the left side will be 1, and then the right side is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. And for 95, it is 0. And the balance factor of 85, that is 2 for the left and 1 for the right, so it is 1. So therefore, the 3 that we do have right now is actually balanced. Now we're done with the 25. Let's go ahead and insert 45 right now. Inserting 45 by this 3 that we do have, let me copy. Okay, there you have it. So once we'll begin to insert this 45 that we do have right now, we'll begin to assess from the root node still. 85 is actually greater than the value of 45. So therefore, we'll begin to go to the left side. And in your left side, we do have 75. 75 is actually greater than the value of 45. We go to the left side. So going to the left side, 25 is actually less than the value of 45. We will insert into the right side. So 45 will be here. Now, you will calculate the balance factor from 45, so 0 automatic because that is the leaf node, and then you will go from the 25, that is 0 for the left side and 1 for the right side, that is negative 1. 0 minus 1 is negative 1, and for 75, that is 2 for left side and 0 for right side, and 2 minus 1 is 2. And then for 85, that is 3 minus 0. No, that is 1. That is 2. And for 95, that is automatic 0. So there will be a violation. Where is the violation occur? So we will begin to go ahead and check where our violation occur. So the violation occur in our 75. So you have to be mindful that from the leaf node down up to that given particular node that there will be a violation, you will observe at least 3. The parent, the child node and the grandchildren. So there will be a 75, 25, and 45. So from there, that is left, and this is left, and that is right. So what can we do right now? There will be a left-right rotation that will gonna happen. So what we'll begin to do, we'll begin to perform the from right to left, and then we'll go to the left rotation. So what can we do? We have to observe that this, since we can, as what we can check it in here, 25 is actually less than the value of 45. So we need to go ahead and rotate this 45 into the, from right to left, and then afterwards we'll perform the, from 75, we'll go ahead and move that from left to right. So let's go ahead and illustrate that. So it will become 85, and then 75, 95, and then since 45 will go first, so 45 and then 25. So you have to prioritize those number which do have at least, we need to make it skewed, then we cannot move 25 first. So we need to move 45. Okay, so all right then. So the once we'll begin to calculate that one, it will become 0. Then 1 minus 0 is 1. Then 2 minus 0 is 2. And then 3 minus 0 is, no, 1 is 2. And then 0. Now, since there will be violations still, what can we do? Since right now, in our violation, it is all left. So what can we do? Since this, we can find the violation in 75, we will do the right rotation. And I mean left rotation going to the right position. So it will become 85, and then 45 will go up, and then 25 will go up, and then 75 will go down. And then it will become 95 here. So once you will begin to calculate this one, it will become 0, 0, and then 1 minus 1 equals 0, and then 2 minus 1 is equals to 1, and then 0. So right now it is already balanced. So if you can check that right there, we're able to insert successfully the 45, and we're able to balance this 3. Now after the 45, we will begin to insert the 65. Inserting 65, you will begin to go ahead and assess from the root node still. So let me just copy this one for a while. Okay. Now from the root node 85, we'll compare into 65. 65 is actually less than, so we traverse into the left side, and 45 is actually less than the value of 65, we traverse into the right side. Now from 75, 75 is actually greater than the value of 65, so therefore we can insert 65 at the left side. Now, we calculate their balance factor. This is 0, and this is 1 minus 0, because left is having 1 height, and then right side don't have, so it will become 1. And then here, then it is 0, and then there's 1, 0, and then here the left side is 1, and then the right side is 2, and that will become negative 1. And here then it we will begin to go ahead and observe here. The height is actually the longest path. So the longest path is actually 1, 2, and 3 for the left side. So 3 minus 1 is equals to 2. So therefore, there is a violation into the root node. In accordance to that one, if there will be a violation, you will observe. So where will be the violation? You have to consider those items. Okay. So what we will do right now, considering the part that from 85, what will be the next number for 85 in the left side? That is no. That is 85, then 75, and then 65. So since from the root node, we must check the path. So the path is actually this one. We cannot go directly into 75 without passing by 45. So since we will consider at least 3 items, so therefore we will begin to observe 85, 45, and 75. And what we can what will be the operations that we can do, what will be the rotations that we can observe in that particular path that you do have right now. So since this is left and this is left and this is right. So since this is actually left and left right, so we can perform from right to left first and then left to right later on. So what we can do by moving this one, it will become 85 and then 75 will go up. Since you have to move this from right to left and then afterwards from left to right. Excuse me. Okay, now 75 will go up and then 45 will go down and 25. So it will become skewed right now. And then 65 will be the left child of 65. So therefore, what's gonna happen? So we'll begin to go ahead and we'll begin to check here then, since this is the child of the left side. So from the left side of 75, you have to check. Okay, left side we do have 45. So therefore, since 45 is actually 65 is greater than 45, so we can insert here then. Okay, now afterwards, since 65, since 65 is still the left side child of 65 is still the left child of 75. If you can observe right here, we're not able to move that according to the rotation, but of course we are still observing this one, that it must be the child of the left side of 75. Now for 95, we'll keep as is. Okay, calculating the balance factor, it will become 0, 0, and then 1 minus 0, 1 minus 1, 0, and then 2 minus 0, 2, and then will become 3 minus 1 equals 2, and then 0. So what we can do, since earlier our focus is into the 85, 45, 75, we will not begin to focus anymore in 75, because if you'll begin to focus here, then we can have the same answer for this one here for the arrangement. So what we can do right now, we'll still focus right there in at the top most for 85, 75, 45, focusing this number 85, 45, and 75, so we can move into the, since there will be two move earlier that we're able to that we are trying to follow. So we'll move this from left to right already. So what we can do, 75 will be the new node, root node, and then 85 will go down, and then 95 will go down, and then 45 will go up, and then 25 and 65. Okay, calculating this one, 0, 0, 0, and then 2 minus 2 is 0, and then 1 minus 1 is 0, and then 0 minus 1 is -1, and then automatic, we do have the balance. This is already balanced right now. So that is how you will begin to insert. Observe this one for the for this particular tree that we do have. So let's go ahead and continue. Okay, so since we're done with inserting this number for the 65, we'll begin to run through for the 35 already right now. So inserting 35 by observing the same graph. Let me just copy this for a while. Okay, so comparing this one here, then 75 is actually greater than the value, greater than the value of 35. So that means to say we have to move left. And for 45, that is greater than the value of 35, we have to move left. And then 25 is actually less than the value of 35. We can insert 35 at the right side of 25. So considering that, we'll begin to to calculate the balance factor of this one. So therefore, we will be going to go ahead. That is a 0, then this is 0 minus 1 was negative 1, and then 2 minus 1 is equals to 1, 0, 0, and then 0 minus 1 is negative 1, and then 3 minus 2 is still 1. So therefore, this is well maintained and that is still balanced. And we're done with the 35. We will insert 15 right now. By inserting 15 using the same for 75, considering that 15 is actually less than the value of 75, we move left. And for 45, we do have there the value, 15 is actually less than the value of 45, so we move left. And since we do have 25 right there in the left side, so 25 is actually greater than the value 15, we move left. And so left is actually a null, so we can insert 15 right there. So calculating the balance factor, it will become 0, and then will become 1 minus 1, it becomes 0, and this will become 0, and then 0, and then 2 minus 1 is equals to 1, and then 3 minus 1 is equals to, minus 2, because there will be 95, I forget. And then this is 0, and then it will become 0 minus 1 is equals to negative 1, 3 minus 2 is 1. So this is still balanced. So since we're done with this, we're done with inserting 15, we can insert right now 105. Observing the same problem, so 75, 45, let me copy this for a while so that we can have some fun. Okay, so we will insert 105 as so what we have stated. So 75 is actually less than, so we can move right. 85 is less than, we can move right. 95 is less than, we can move right and insert 105 right there. So considering that it will become 0 and 0 and 0, so 1 minus 1 is 0. This is 2 minus 1 is equals to 1, and then this is 3 minus 3 is equals to 0, and this is 0 minus 2 is equals to negative 2, and then this is 0 minus 1 is equals to negative 1, and then since there will be a violations that we can check, the violation is here then, and then that is actually right and right. So we can certainly move, have a single rotation, which is right to left. So it will become 75, 45, 25, 65, 15, and 35. Okay, so by rotating this 195 will go up for rotating into right to left, and then 95 will, 85 will go down. Sorry, this is 85. Okay, and then 105 will go up. So calculating this one again, if this is 0 and 0, 1 minus 1 is 0, and then this is 3 minus 2, that is 1. So here then 0, 0, 1 minus 0, 1 minus 1 equals 0, and then 2 minus 1 is equals to 1, and then this is 0. So therefore, this is well balanced right now. So we are done with 105 insertion. Yes, 105, and we can insert 195 right now. By inserting 195, what we can do, the same operation, let's go ahead and copy this for a while. Okay, just give me a second so that we can have some fun. I know that you're a little bit confused in terms of this, but this is really amazing because you will really enjoy in terms of the calculations for this one. So 75 is actually less than the value of 195. 95 is less than, so we can move right. 105 is less than, we can move right and insert 195 right there. So calculating the balance factor, this is 0, this is 0, and 0, 0, 0. So this is 0 minus 1 and negative 1. And this is 1 minus 2, that is negative 1. So this is 3 minus 1, 2, 3, that is 0. So it is 1 minus 1 equals 0, and this is 2 minus 1 equals to 1. So therefore, this is well balanced right now. So since we are done with 195, we can insert the last element, which is 55. 55, as we will begin to insert that in our tree, let me just copy for a while so that we can have, we can organize it well. Okay. So since 55 is our element that will begin to insert, 75 is actually greater than 55, move left. 45 is actually less than the value for 55. So therefore, from we have 65 here, and 65 is actually greater than the value of 55. We can insert 55 at the left side. So calculating the balance factor, 0, 0. This is 0, this is 0, and this is 0 minus 1 is equals to negative 1. And this is 1 minus 2 is equals to negative 1. And then 3 minus 3 is equals to 0. And then here, 1 minus 1 is equals to 0. And then here, 1 minus 0 is equals to 1. And then here will become 2 minus 2 is equals to 0. And so therefore, this is well balanced. So that's the end of the operation of our insertion. I hope so that you were able to really understand the process. This is really amazing because, of course, you were able to understand it step by step. So in a separate video, I'll begin to go ahead and um, perform the searching operation. How will you be going to go ahead and perform the searching operation in terms of the AVL tree so that you will begin to have an idea pertains for that one. So thank you so much, everybody, and I hope so that everything's clear for you all. And if you do have any questions, you can leave a leave your comments in, I mean, leave your questions in the comment section. So by the way, class, make sure that you have to put any comment in below to make sure that you were able to understand this lesson. Thank you so much and have a great day then. Bye-bye.